Minnesota Office of the State Auditor presents the Schedule Form, Financial Projections, and Required Contribution tabs. This online training video will discuss the financial projections and the required contribution tabs of the schedule, or SC form for short. The purpose of the financial projections and required contribution tabs are to determine the projected net assets for the calendar year associated with the form, to calculate the projected funded status of the special fund, including surplus or deficit information and the projected funding ratio, and to calculate the required contribution for the upcoming calendar year. Before beginning these two tabs, there are a few required documents you will need. First, you will need a copy of the special fund bank and investment statements for the reporting year. Next, payment information for any members paid during the reporting year is also needed. Finally, you will need a copy of the prior year's FIRE form and SC form. To start, click the tab titled Financial Projections at the bottom of the Excel file. The purpose of this tab is to determine the projected net assets for the reporting year and to calculate the projected special fund surplus or deficit. Begin by entering the prior year special fund total net assets as of December 31st in line D. This amount can be found in the prior year's FIRE form on line E of the Financial Information tab. To complete the projected income section, continue with entering the prior year Fire State Aid amount in line 1. State law allows relief associations to project an increase in Fire State Aid of up to 3.5% from the prior year amount. On line 2, the prior year supplemental state aid amount will be pre-populated. State law requires that the actual prior year supplemental state aid amount be used as the current year projection. Please review the populated data to ensure accuracy. In line 3, enter the total municipal or independent fire department contributions received or anticipated to be received in the associated calendar year. The amount entered is required to be at least the required contribution amount calculated on the Required Contribution tab of the prior year's SC form. As an example, the 2025 schedule form for Frostbite Falls calculated a $659 required contribution, which is the amount to enter on line 3 on the Financial Projections tab on the 2026 schedule form. Next, on line 4, enter the interest and dividend income received or projected to be received during the calendar year. On line 5, enter the expected net appreciation or depreciation for the reporting year. If depreciation is projected, enter the amount as a negative number and the form will subtract the amount from the projected income. Finally, for line 6, enter all other revenues, including supplemental benefit reimbursements received or expected to be received during the calendar year. Please note that the total projected income for the reporting year will be automatically calculated in line E and is the total of lines 1 through 6. To complete the projected expenses section, begin by entering the names and distribution amounts of any service pensions, long-term disability benefits, and survivor benefits paid or anticipated to be paid during the calendar year. Please note that if a member's distribution amount is included on the Financial Projections tab, the member's status should be reported as paid on the Active, Deferred, or Other Payments tab of the SC form. This ensures that the member's liability amount is not double counted on the form. The total projected service pensions and benefit amounts are automatically calculated and displayed in line 7. Enter any short-term disability benefits paid or projected to be paid during the reporting year in line 8. Then, enter the total administrative expenses paid or expected to be paid during the reporting year in line 9. The total projected expenses for the calendar year is automatically calculated in line F and is the total of lines 7 8, and 9. The projected net assets as of December 31st is also automatically calculated and is displayed in line G. Additionally, the projected funded status of the special fund, which includes the surplus or deficit information, and the projected funding ratio, are included in lines J and K respectively. This data is determined based on the information entered above. Let's now review the Required Contribution tab. The purpose of the Required Contribution tab is to determine the amount of any contribution required to be paid to the Relief Association for the following calendar year. Begin by determining if the Relief Association has a surplus or deficit by looking back to line J on the Financial Projections tab. If the amount in line J is positive, the Relief Association has a surplus and can proceed to line M of the form. If line J is negative, the Relief Association has a deficit, and the deficit amortization table will need to be completed. If the Relief Association has a deficit, refer to the prior year's SC form. From the prior year's SC form, copy the original amount column from the Deficit Information Adjusted section of the deficit table into the original amount column in the Deficit Information Original section of the current year's SC form. Do not adjust the amounts. Again, if the Relief Association has a deficit from the prior year's SC form, copy the Amount Retired column from the Deficit Information Adjusted section of the deficit table into the Amount Retired column in the Deficit Information Original section of the current year's SC form. Do not adjust the amounts. Continue filling out this tab by entering the total special fund administrative expense for the prior year in line M. This amount can be found on the prior year's fire form in line 2 on the Financial Information tab. The lines on the right-hand side will be automatically calculated. Line R displays the required contribution amount for the following calendar year. The required contribution amount is required by statute to be paid by the municipality or independent nonprofit firefighting corporation during the following calendar year. As an example, if the 2026 schedule form, or SC26, calculates a $1,500 required contribution, the amount is required to be paid to the Relief Association and deposited in the special fund during 2027. This concludes our training video on the financial projections and required contribution tabs of the SC form. To view all SC form training videos, from our home page, visit the Fire Relief Association's page, and under the Training Opportunities box, click the button View All Training Opportunities for Fire Relief Associations.